Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. In this video, I'm going to show you this smoked out blue eye makeup look with a little bit of a sparkle on top of the eyelid. So if you want to know how to do this, then keep on watching. Now the first thing I'm going to do is prime the eyelids. Like always, this is going to remove the redness and make your eyeshadow long lasting through the day. My personal favorite is the MAC Cosmetics Pigment in the color Soft Ochre. And then after that, I'm going to go in with this matte white shade. I'm using a palette from, I believe this one is called from Blend Buddy Cosmetics. But I will make sure to tag the palette down below. But I'm using a matte white shade and I'm just going to press this all the way underneath the highest point of my eyebrow. Then after packing it on, I'm also blending it a little bit downwards towards the crease area. And then I went in with some brow gel. I like to do this after using that powder underneath the brow, because sometimes when I use the powder after using brow gel, the powder will get stuck into my brow hairs. And that's not what I want, especially because I do close-up photography from my eyes and you can see everything. So what I noticed is that I could always see those tiny white eyeshadows stuck in my brows, which I don't like, because then it means I have to add it and it takes a lot of time to get the powder out of my brows. And sorry, I have a stuffy nose. Ever since I became a mom and I have a son, I feel like I have a sickness every 2 or 3 weeks. It's not even funny anymore. But just so you know. Then I use the white shade also in the inner corner of the eye, and now I'm going to start using this blue color. And I started with pressing this in the outer portion of the eyelid, but then I quickly realized I wanted this actually to be everywhere. So first I wanted to be only here, but then I thought, let me just apply it all over the eyelid. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just smearing it all over the lids and also blending it into my crease. I went a few times in with this brush to really make the blue color pop as much as possible. I feel like this is kind of like your typical blue sky shade. It's a really beautiful shade, and I just keep blending until I'm happy with how everything is looking. Also, I hope you guys are all doing well. Spring is around the corner. The weather has been really nice actually in the Netherlands. We have this really soft spring weather. It's not too hot, but just really soft wind. So yeah, I'm already kind of in the spring spirit. But yeah, let me know what kind of weather it is where you are at. I know some places there's actually still snow. I know in the Netherlands, sometimes in April there will be snow. So that it's nice weather right now. It doesn't have to be that winter is over. We can have snow in a few weeks. You never know what happens. In the Netherlands we have a saying which is April doet wat hij wil, which basically means April does what it will. So it can snow, it can rain, it can be summer temperature, you never know. So in my mind it's already spring, but I know the weather can surprise us. But yeah, so I went in with a darker blue shade and I started blending this at the outer portion of the eyelid and then softly blending it a bit more towards the middle part of the eyelid. So I wanted to do kind of like an ombre. So it starts with that matte white shade, then the light blue color, and then the darker blue color at the outer portion of the eyelid. And then I will darken it up even more later on with an even darker shade. But first I really wanted to focus on blending this out as much as possible. I did have a little bit of an issue with blending this out, but I just really made sure to take my time with this in order to make it look as good as possible. But I don't know, for some reason this color didn't blend as easily as the other shades. And just like with the other blue sky shade, I went in a few layers with the color to really build up the color payoff. And just taking my time, I just keep blending. If I feel like it looks too harsh around the corners, I can always go back in with that previous blue shade. So now I'm going in with some gel eyeliner. I use the Inglot black gel eyeliner. So I just smudged a little bit right in this area, and then I used a clean brush and I just started blending around the edges. You want to be very careful with this because you don't want to apply too much gel eyeliner because it's going to be harder to smudge it out. So my advice would be to just not go in with too much right away. You can always add more black, but it's hard to remove the black eyeshadow. So that's always my tip for you. just start with a little bit if you're a bit afraid. So now I went in with that sky blue shade again, and I blended it all the way around where I just applied the black gel eyeliner. You can also go on top of the gel eyeliner with a little bit of black eyeshadow to kind of lock it in place. But that's totally up to you if you feel like you need to do that. So I just keep blending, kind of looking where I need a little bit more eyeshadow. This is the part where you just want to see, like, are you happy with how it looks and are you ready for the next step, or do you feel like you need a little bit more of the light blue shade or maybe a little bit of black eyeshadow. So then I went in with a pigment from Inglot. I will put the name in the description bar, but it's a really beautiful color. So I used a little bit of the what is it called? It's also from Inglot. It's one of their kind of liquidy products which you can use to apply the loose eyeshadow. But like I said, I will link it down in the description bar in case you're curious. It's really nice. You can use it to apply glitter, but also to apply your pigments. So then after that, I went in with some gel eyeliner. Again, I went in with the Inglot gel eyeliner, which is a really nice one. And I just used a angled brow brush from Sigma Beauty. You guys know I love Sigma Beauty. I have created my own brush kit together with them with all my favorite brushes, which I feel like are like the key brushes for a nice eye look. And I also have a special discount code in case you're curious, but I will link that down in the description bar. But yeah, I'm just creating a simple line above the lash line, and then the more I come towards the outer part of the eyelid where you can see that black eyeshadow, I'm trying to make the eyeliner go up a little bit more as if it's blending into that black eyeshadow. And I just really like the effect that it gives. It's almost like your eyeliner is kind of disappearing into the eyeshadow, which gives that beautiful subtle smoky effect. So after doing that, I went in with a little bit more like black eyeshadow, and I just made sure that the edges really blend into each other, like I said. And that's, I feel like, the last step, which just makes everything come together. As far as when it comes to the eyeshadow, of course, we still need some mascara, lashes, and all of that, but I feel like the eyeshadow looks really completed right now. So I used some black pencil in the waterline. I used the Inglot black eye pencil, which is super nice. I believe they call it the black kohl pencil, if I'm not mistaken. And then I used some black eyeshadow with a Sigma Beauty flat definer brush and pressing this right underneath the lower lash line. So I just kind of keep adding more and trying to press it as close as possible against the lash line to make it look super black and smoky. Then I used that sky blue shade again, which we used all over the eyelid and the crease. Now using this for underneath the lower lash line as well. Just using a super tiny brush so I can work just really close against my lash line. So after this step, I'm going in with a little bit concealer on a Sigma E25 brush and just kind of like sweeping it right underneath the eye look to make sure that it looks super clean, that there's no eyeshadow fallout anymore, and just kind of dragging it upwards to make everything look nice and smooth. So then I use some mascara. I use this one from L'Oreal, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I really like this mascara, so I'm using it for the upper lashes and the lower lashes. I will go in with some falsies, so I'm not too focused on making my upper lashes look perfect because they will be covered up with some false lashes anyways. But I do like to go in with mascara because it will make my lashes more black and make my own natural lashes fade into the fake lashes more. So then I went in with a little bit more of the black pencil, using it to tightline my upper lashes, make it look as black as possible, that there's no skin like peeking through anymore. And then here you have the finished result. I really hope you all like how it turned out. Let me know if this is something you would wear. I know it's a blue eye look, but I believe with brown eyes, this is so freaking beautiful. So if you have brown eyes, definitely try it out and let me know if you liked it. And yeah, I just want to say thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That's super helpful for my channel. I really appreciate it. And hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye guys.